Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet?
I love people as I meet them one by one. People are just wonderful as individuals. You see the whole...
My great aspiration, my greatest ambition is to be so good. Now, in that way, I'm tiresome, as I suppose, to live with, because I want to be a fantastic human being.
I am the greatest.
We're not disputing that, Cassius, but how does Sonny Liston feel about it?
He can't feel but one way, and let's take everything I say and like it. Because February the 25th, I'm going to take back my job. I'm the champ. He's no champ. He's a tramp.
When you see men fall, don't laugh. Learn. Learn. Because you're on your way up. And the things that tempt people to fall, you and I are not free from that temptation.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Friday. Happy Friday. I said happy Friday. How we feeling? Are we good? Are we in a good mood? Glory, praise, and honor to the Most High. It's good to be back. Hope all is well with everybody. Man, shout outs to my writers, my poets, my content creators. You know the energy. We shame the devil. We make our voices heard. Yeah. This is gonna be one of those ones, man. You see the title. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't I don't know if what we're about to watch is a skit or if it's staged. I have a real pet peeve about stories like this, but I'll let you decide. The audience. You tell me how you feel about this. I got Sydney in the building. I got my lineup for next week already prepared for the most part. The weekend for the most part. I will be in the lab. Let me go ahead and bring her up. Do me a solid, repost, share, let the people know that we're live. And we're about to get active. Questions, comments, concerns, topic discussions, anything that you might want to see covered up here, leave it right below. In addition, I have decided to add some flavorful things to these streams, so you might see some random little pop-ups outside of just my fun soundboard. Sydney, what's going on? What's the word? What's the word? What's the word?
Hello. We come in a pair. A spider? What's that?
Okay.
To fly. Yeah, there you go.
Good job, good job, good job. All is well. I'm glad to see everybody is in good health. How's the week been? How's your Friday? Family, all that good stuff. Hopefully everybody is doing well.
I'm doing pretty good. I've been going through another decluttering session for myself, and I'm quite excited because particularly the playroom, which is what I've been focusing on, at least today, it looks a lot less like it doesn't look like it exploded anymore. It just kind of it actually fits in the boxes for the most part, and it all kind of fits in the same area now instead of being in multiple areas. So I'm pretty pleased with that. My goal is to eventually become like not really, I don't know if I can ever do like extreme minimalism because I love books too much. But something around there, like I want to be a minimalist because I hate the idea of stuff being a source of like mental, I don't know. Like I have an issue with hoarding, so I just want to like detach myself from stuff so I don't feel like I need it, and to reduce my drive to collect things in every way possible. So I've been I like give myself breaks in between decluttering, so I'm not just like chronically decluttering and make that the bad habit. But yeah, I'm back in the decluttering cycle. So I'm clearing the house out to get rid of all those all those things that I and other people's house don't touch, don't use, don't care about. Just clear space and clear mental space.
Words of wisdom. That is the goal. That is my goal for this weekend as well. Actually, matter of fact, I took today to just not do anything for real, other than schedule next week and add some little fun little side effects to my board. But nah, I'm not. I just decompress completely for the day. I'm gonna get back to my routine tomorrow, but yeah, this is probably the most I've done in front of the computer all day. So I feel you on that. And this is about a 6-minute video. I didn't watch it all the way through. I saw maybe a good minute of it, and it was ridiculous to me within that first minute. I don't get her logic. The dude, he's a character. It's hilarious. Matter of fact, let me just bring it up to the screen. I'm gonna let it run all the way through. Shout out to Robin. I saw you repost. I appreciate that.
Bang, bang.
Let's get this up here real quick. I'll let it run all the way through, and then we can just go from there afterwards.
Listen to this shit. This is some weird shit. What you say that again? What you just said?
I'm leaving my husband.
Why? Why you said you leaving your husband?
What's funny? Like I'm leaving my husband.
Yeah, you leaving him. Why though? Why you say you was leaving him?
Because you're more financially stable. Like you do a lot more. What do you mean? What's funny?
Nothing. I mean,
I feel like I need some type of financial stability in my life. Like my husband not providing that. You are a better provider than my husband.
Okay, don't y'all got kids?
I mean, yeah, but what they gotta do with me needing happiness? Like he's not making me happy. He don't buy me nothing. Like you do all of that type of stuff for me.
Okay, was it ever the plan for us to like really make this a thing?
In a way, yeah. Because you know how girls always say, "May this type of love find me."
Yeah.
Like that's the type of stuff that you do for me to make women say that.
Yeah. But did we have actual plans? Like I actually agreed that this is what we was gonna do. Like it was gonna become a thing.
Did we have to agree on that? Because I'm good and comfortable on your couch right now.
Okay, yeah, you are. However, did I agree to be with you in that way? Like, or did we ever say that this is gonna turn into something?
You said eventually.
I said eventually.
Right.
That's
when you're ready.
When I'm ready. Right. That was a lie. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I thought you took it as a joke. We was joking around. You know what I'm saying? People say because like I don't have to put up with you. Like honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like Buddy is the one that has to really deal with you, not me.
That's
like
crazy.
I pay you to leave, honestly.
You pay me to leave.
I mean, listen, I'll get you nice things and stuff, but like you staying here is just completely out of the question. What you thought you was gonna just move your kids in?
Yeah. What's wrong with that? If you take care of me, you already taking care of my kids in the first place, so it don't even matter. You already take. Aren't you not? You breaking me up every week.
What you do with that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right. So you're taking care of my kids. So what's wrong with me bringing my kids here for good for you to take care of all of us?
I don't want your kids here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never wanted you to stay here or your kid. Look, she got her little overnight bag too. I'm listening. Like I'm just listen. I mean, listen. I mean, no, you can't spend the night. You. That's not what we do. You know, basically, you just
come over. I have to go back home to my husband.
Yeah. You gonna have to go back home to your husband like you normally do. This is not going to become a thing. I'm sorry that you thought it was.
I didn't think nothing. It's that you have led me on all the whining and dining and I love yous and all that type of stuff. Like, did that not, what we have been doing over the past 3.5 years never meant anything to you?
It meant something, but that's all it was. I mean, I thought you was just fine with what we was doing and now you're trying to change it up. That's not how that goes.
So you don't think nothing was ever supposed to change? We were just supposed to continue to just date each other and not go further into it?
See,
you didn't think I was ever going to want to leave him for you?
See, you consider it dating. For me, that it wasn't dating. I was just having fun.
Are you talking to other women?
Of course. Like, why wouldn't I? I'm not in a relationship.
You with me? What do you mean? You with me? I'm here all the time. Are you spending money on them?
Yeah, it's my money. I don't know how you worried about my money.
But if you're giving me money, you don't need to be giving them nothing. I give you everything that you want. I give you everything that you need. So why do you feel like you need to go trick your money off?
I'm not tricking money off. I'm not tricking money off.
You are tricking. So what do you
it ain't tricking if you got it. It ain't tricking if you got it. I'm not a trick. I choose to.
It's not even cool right now because I don't feel like I wasted 3.5 years of my time in my life. And this is the results that I'm getting from you.
I mean, you kind of took it upon yourself to think that this was going to go somewhere. I never told you. Well, maybe I did, but we was joking. That was never serious. That was never serious.
That we have had on numerous occasions. So I'm not understanding where is this coming from.
What you mean, where it's coming from? Like, it literally is coming from me telling you. Listen, I don't know where it's coming from with you telling me that you ready to bring your kids over here and stay like you just gonna move in. That was never.
You got me a key to your life.
I gave you a key so you could come over and you could be here ready. So when I get back, we wouldn't have to wait. So no, I didn't give you a key thinking that you were just gonna come over here and bring your kids. Like, no, what you mean it's not cool? We had an agreement. Are you not using me? I'm giving you money. No.
I'm not using you for your money because I actually care about you. I actually love you. So,
okay. Did you tell the same thing to your husband?
I don't love him.
But you are married though.
Correct.
Okay, so
specifically for my kids, not for anything else.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry to break it to you, but this was just supposed to be fun, and it ain't really too fun with you trying to get serious. I'm not serious. I didn't want a relationship. I'm not ready for no relationship. Well, the reality is we were two grown-ups doing what grown-ups do, and you choosing to switch up the rules, thinking that it's okay. And I'm
Since
talking,
when have it become the rules?
we had an agreement. That's a
We
rule.
didn't have an agreement. What was this?
The whole 3 years, it was an agreement. Now you might have forgot, but you can't just switch up the rules and then thinking that. No, I think I'm gonna cut that off too. You know what I'm saying? You getting beside yourself. You getting beside yourself. So you need to go on back home to your husband. Take your overnight bag, because I don't know why you brought that.
Because I always bring it. Now it's a problem. Oh,
Well,
it's
it's
because
not
you
no.
got somebody new, clearly, because you don't never act like this.
Okay.
All of this you doing right now is new to me. My overnight bag is always with me. So I don't understand why you have a problem with that.
Well,
Now you the one who's doing all the switching up. And that's just fine. I'm gonna go.
well, all right. Go ahead.
It's hard. It's very, very difficult for me. The more and more I utilize social media, because I know how desperate people are for views and validation. I know how much people just want to draw attention to their content. They want to spark some type of excitement over controversy by any means necessary. It's hard. It's like, City, I promise you, I do not at 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. I promise you, I do not leave out of my house, go to work, and I take my cell phone, hit record, and then I start walking around talking to people, just randomly starting shit. I don't do that. So it's like, what do you do with this?
First of all, I'm very inclined to believe that this was genuine. This felt very genuine between the type of escalation, the type of language, the interaction between the two of them. It seemed very natural. So I'm inclined to believe that it was if it was definitely real, in my opinion. If it wasn't, it was very, very well rehearsed, very well done. But whether or not it's fake, it still represents a real thing that men experience, that like relationship type issues. So even if it's not real, it still represents a real issue, and highlights an actual behavior that people exhibit in relationships. And I think it goes beyond the like her obviously cheating, but it's also like the parasitic nature of her interaction. Like she saw something that she wanted, and even though he was not really part of the decision making, like he did not seem privy to her living there whatsoever. But she decided on her own that his house was hers, his bank account was hers, his life was now hers because he was wealthier than her husband. So it it speaks to the idea that women are being taught, because obviously this is not something that they like pluck out of the air and put in their brain. Like this is something that is taught to them by their friends, their family members, but most specifically their parents. This is passed down to them by their parents, and then of course through the media that they're absorbing, reinforced, I should say. So this behavior is showing that women are not valuing men as a person, they're valuing them as a resource. They're not seeing the man underneath, they're only seeing what they can get out of him. And so that's really an alarming indication of the damage that we've done to a generation or multiple generations of women in training them to think of partnership as merely acquisition of more resources.
How do you get married to somebody? Well, scratch that. I know how it happens. Better question: why would you even bother? The disrespect, and like I know because I've been in this situation before. Those vows aren't a joke when you take them in front of God. You know, you could play around with everybody that's witness to it, but those vows are serious. Why do you even go through the process of even saying I do to a person that you don't have any intention on staying with?
A lot of people don't take it seriously. I've heard of people talking about marriage as just a piece of paper, just a promise, but it's been trivialized by parts of the population. I definitely am more in your side. I take it very seriously. I knew that not only do I not want to deal with all of the stuff that you have to go through to get divorced, but I've just never wanted that for my life. Like, I've never wanted to be a divorcee and have to go through dating again and whatever, because I'm definitely very much a monogamous. No, not monogamous. I like being with a partner. Like, I don't like being completely solitary. I like at least having a partner in life because it makes me feel more secure, and it also makes up for some of the stuff that I am lacking. Like, I as a person obviously can't be by myself, so I enjoy having somebody with me. And I where was I going with that? So to me, getting married was a big deal. Like, that was in my head a life decision. I'm choosing the person that I'm going to be spending the rest of my life with. There wasn't any like, oh, this is the person that I'm picking for now in case I find someone better. It was always like, this is the person. But a lot of people don't have that mentality. A lot of people see it as more of a like, oh, it's just the thing that the government makes you do, and it's just the thing that it's just a religious blah 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 blah. Especially, like, not to lump people in because it's probably not the case in every case, but like atheists and people that are like non-spiritual, they have a tendency to be like, it's just a customary ceremony, blah blah blah, that people are supposed to do, you know, screw the structure type of mentality. So yeah, not everyone shares our perspective in that sense, unfortunately. I think that's also why divorce is on the rise, because people don't take it seriously like they really, really should.
Shit is backwards. And this is for everybody who like to be judgy and point fingers and act like they better than the next person. And look, man, you sit up here and you see the person initially, you thought something about them was valuable enough for you to cross personal thresholds for touching, holding hands, etc., etc. You weren't that disgusted by them. Now, my thing is, what level of hypergamy were you operating under at the time? Because I'm noticing that this pattern has increased dramatically. And on top of that, I think from my seat that it has been used terribly incorrect. I understand the definition. I understand female nature. I understand the yin and yang between men and women in this regard. But a lot of you are using that strategy or that definition completely wrong. No, I know, because you got married and had children with somebody that you don't even want anymore. You just sat up here, documented a dispute between you and a side dude who doesn't mind being a side dude because, quite frankly, his value of you is not what you thought it was. And a lot of ladies will think the side dude is a piece of meat. The side dude don't give a shit about being the side dude. If he was in a space where he actually wanted you, that would have been an entirely different conversation.
The kids are also an added complication because oftentimes women see them as an accessory, almost like just an add-on to their life to put in pictures and show off and use as kind of like a meter stick, a yardstick to be like, look at me, I have the smart kid or whatever, like the kid that has everything. They use them to show off in whatever way that they feel is most important, whether it's appearance or their body or their mental acuity or whatever. And to the men, it doesn't have the effect that women want, where a lot of women think that if they have a child with him, that it'll steal the bond, that he'll never leave her because now they have a kid together. And for a woman, when you have a child, it's unless you have something fundamentally wrong with your bonding system, like if you have a I forgot what the attachment style is, but there's an attachment style where you have been so damaged by your own parents that you're unable to form attachments to others. And if you have that with your child, you'll be unable to bond with them and you won't feel compassion or sympathy or like love essentially for them. And it's no fault of the mother. It's very much having to do, it's a brain damage essentially. And there's workarounds, but it is something she has to work on. Anyway, the baby and the mother bond differently than the father and the baby. And because of that, the man responds to a baby differently. He's not going to get as attached to the baby. There's some cases, but he's not going to get as attached until the baby starts to be more mobile. He's not going to become as engaged in the care process until the baby's a little bit older and more interactive. So if there's not very good communication between the mother and the father, it can appear as if the father's disengaged, but he is more so, depends on how he was parented, but he would be more so focused on the environment and the woman rather than the baby at the time. But where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so that can cause issues because the woman is going to have expectations that the father is going to be doing all of these things for the child, but it's going to end up falling on the mother instead, because one, it more naturally will fall on the woman because unless she's in a non-traditional situation and she's a homemaker, she's going to be the one at home with the child in the house. And so she's going to be doing all of the chores. And oftentimes, when you have poor communication already, all of that layered on top of each other is just going to cause problems. Everyone thinks that a baby is going to solve everything, but it just magnifies all the issues that are already there. So I think that's another issue is that when people consider children as just a tag along, as just an add-on, they're more susceptible to issues that come with kids because they think that external things are going to fix the relationship, but that's not the case.
Like I said, what was the point of you even getting married to the person at all? She said she don't love her husband. You don't love your husband, but you cared enough to get married to the person. So did you get married and have children with the person because what he offered at that current time was sufficient enough for you and you adapted to the provisions that he provided? And then once things kind of evolved from there and you got back out into the general populace, you came across something that appeared to provide you a better space to expand in your own selfish desires and needs that exclude the ramifications that would fall on the children and the nuclear household altogether, because your needs and your wants ultimately always came before everything and everyone else. That's kind of what I formulated within the dialogue between her and him. He's living in a world where he's single. He can be out here and sleep with whoever he sees fit because he doesn't have a ring on his finger. You are a married woman who are basically advertising yourself as someone who has no limitations or standards or respect for the vows that you took. And you're promoting yourself to be single or available at the expense of humiliating yourself, humiliating the vows you took, debasing your last name. If I'm correct, I would assume that you took the husband's last name, so you're crapping on his last name. You're crapping on your child when you step out and say, "Well, I'm a strong, independent woman who don't need this and need that," but you're practicing all of the most ridiculous ideologies possible when it comes to these terms that we use to supplement for your inadequacies. The number and amount of men and women that are angry at the fact that they choose horrible partners because of situations like this is why these conversations matter so much. Because I just finished scrolling the timeline and somebody in a video was like, man, good men pick bad women and bad women pick good women pick bad men, good men pick bad women. And it's like, they get screwed over, and then they end up becoming what they were afraid of. And it's like, how do you correct and fix a problem where people are just horribly going out their way to fill a void? You just lonely. You just want somebody. You don't care how you get them as long as you have something next to you. This lady she might as well have been honest with herself and said, I'm not really wife material. If I'm being completely honest, I'm really just for the street, and I'm in constant survival mode. I haven't quite found my best option, so I'm playing it like loosely and kind of weighing my options a little bit. But people don't want to admit that they're just sluts and they just out here doing whatever they want because they want to. So you hide behind this, oh, I want this, and I really, I think that's the most retarded thing.
Well, they're also the complete opposite of enlightened, so they don't have any insight into what they're doing. Like, part of the reason why they're so deeply into it is because they don't have any self-understanding and insight at all into how it's affecting them. Because to create change in your life, the first step is recognizing it in the first place. And a lot of these people haven't even reached that point yet.
You 30, 40 years old, you still ain't reached that point yet.
Some people don't even, I've heard videos of people talking about realizing it at like 60, 70, 80. Like, it can take a long time for some people, depending on the choices that you make, especially if you are using substances, because substances and chronic use of technology, any like avoidance strategies, any of those will work, and it'll basically put off any of that thinking, any of that consideration, and allows you to push it aside and ignore it. And it's basically not until you finally have silence that starts to come up. And if you use medication to put yourself to sleep, and you use music to drown out your day, and then you use music to drown out your drives, and then you use TV and social medias to drown out the rest of your night. Like, if that's your routine all the time, it's going to take you a long time to get enough silence to recognize that you're doing a disservice to yourself. So yeah, there's a lot. And then also it's what you consume, because if you're consuming shock content and just frivolous, I don't even know what to call it, like time waster type videos, you're not really going to have anything challenging your thought processes, and there's nothing that's going to make you stop and think about what you're doing. So it takes a nudge from something, like whether it's another person or a video that is out of the ordinary, introducing them to this new way of thinking, or something difficult happening to them, something sadly tragic can be a huge shift change. But yeah, that's why a lot of people haven't gotten to that point, because that's what the awakening, like not the Great Awakening, the Buddhist, or not Buddhist, Indian, there's some like mental clarity, like mind awakening. I'm totally blanking on the term. Enlightenment, maybe. But that's like the whole idea behind it. It's finally that breakthrough, realizing that you are capable of changing your own behavior. You have the capacity to take behavior that you don't like and to mold it into something different. And that is a huge step in the direction of making yourself a better person. But as I said, again, a lot of people have not had enough insight to make that step to even recognize it in the first place.
In layman's terms,
What's that? You fucking idiots! You're all fucking idiots and you fucking suck!
like, like for real, man. Y'all grown, y'all old as hell. And then y'all be wanting people to feel bad for you, but you still be the same ones that's all high and mighty. Look, that when that man said, "I'll pay you to leave," I couldn't. I almost lost it. Like that man said, "I'll pay you to leave." You really gotta be. There's something not likable about you that would make someone want to pay you to get out the house.
She reminds me of this lady that she found somebody's lost dog and she didn't like the price of the reward. And so she basically called the owner and was like, "I'm not giving you your dog back until you give me more money for the dog." That's her energy.
Yeah, that's wild, man. What was your logic? How first of all, you thought that you would cheat on your husband 3 years, if I'm mistaken. Not mistaken. He said 3 years. So y'all been doing this for 3 years. Clearly, you and him had a system that worked. You found a way to cheat on that man for 3 years straight without there being no indications whatsoever. You know how devious that is? How much intelligence has to go into that? Not to say that it's really high level, but you put 3 years worth of thought into stepping out of your marriage for somebody. But you telling me with that same energy and that same brain power, you couldn't tell that this wasn't going to go as far as you thought it was going to go? So you can spend 3 years cheating, but you don't understand that this dude that you're dealing with only looks at you like you're disposable. He don't have the same love for you as your husband does. He's not going to put up with your mess the way your husband's going to. As far as he's concerned, that dude probably think you the scum of the earth. But you got a vagina and you're easy, so he's not going to not take what's being offered to him. You're throwing it to him. Put it this way: you think that man don't know that you ain't worth a damn? You cheating on that? You cheating on your husband? He's probably already like, man, she ain't shit. You and the whole time you probably thinking something completely. I don't know what y'all mind be on when y'all step out and do stuff like that. As if the dude is coming to rescue you from something that you chose to get involved with. If you want to be out here sleeping around, just say that. Don't try to act ashamed about it. Don't try to cover it up and make yourself look good like you're a victim. You're not a victim. You just you're a victim of your flesh, of your heart's desires and your needs and wants. That's too unflattering, though. Nobody wants to be judged for being a freak, or wants to be judged for being something that the rest of the world looks at and deems as negative. So you hide it from people. That's why the term nerd was always looked at like it was such a bad thing. Or being the outcast in the family was looked at as a bad thing. So people try to fit in to a social norm that does not really coincide with their personality, and it never works out. 3 years worth of cheating, then you can't tell me that your intuition works at all. Your batteries are defective. You need to go back to factory reset. Like seriously, I'm at awe at the delusions that a lot of humans have and operate under. You sit up here talking about, I'm gonna move in with you, and you already taking care of me, and he has a specific arrangement that works for him, as goofy as it is, but it works for him. And you're trying to take, like in cartoons, when the guy character gets so frustrated, his face turns red, then steam starts coming out his nose and his ears and all. That's what this was for me. All right, I'm inside you for a second. Yeah, you throwing box at me, and I know you married. First thing come to me, man, she gonna do the same thing to me. She doing this to him. I know she's gonna do it to me. How many times did your husband call your phone while you was laid up that dude?
Looking all comfortable on his couch.
Exactly. Them text messages. The days that don't add up.
It wasn't until like probably 3/4 of the way through that I realized that she wasn't talking to her own husband. I thought that was her own house with how comfortable she was just sitting on the couch and with the blanket and everything. Like I thought for sure that it was her space. So yeah, I was definitely amazed with how clearly at home she was in her lover's house.
She was confident too. She was like, look, I got a plan. My nigga, we about to coop up. I'm about to move in with you. I'm gonna go ahead and leave him, get divorced. I'm gonna probably make up or conjure some bullshit story to get the courts to take all his money from him. And then we're gonna ride off into the sunset, and you're gonna play stepdaddy, and the biological father probably not even going to get an easy way to see his kids because you're gonna give him a hard time. She gonna play the victim. She really probably had that mapped out for a minute. You can tell. And a lot of ladies are like that. But y'all be swearing y'all just the most intelligent, emotional creatures that ever walked the earth. Make that logic make sense. That same dude that she laying with, I bet he wouldn't mind passing her along to somebody that he knows.
Why are women only calculated when they're trying to be vindictive? Like, women don't think out anything unless they're mad.
That's exactly. It don't make no sense. We use our brains for the wrong reasons, man. And what did you think was gonna happen? You were gonna make him stay faithful to you? he was gonna be Bill Cosby for you. Y'all was just gonna ride off and see the world and Paris and drink mocha lattes. And did you think that was gonna happen?
In her delusional mind, yes, she did.
Try to tell her anything else though.
I mean, you heard how vehemently she was arguing with him. Like, no, I am gonna live here. Like this is the plan. This is what I'm gonna do. I am gonna be living with you, and I am gonna be taking your money. And I am. And he's like, what are you talking about? This was never like she had like stalker energy, like we're dating, we're together, you're my boyfriend. No, I'm not. What? I don't even know you. You're my neighbor. No, we're together. I've been watching you for 3 months. Blah blah blah. Like, okay, what the heck? Like, that is the type of energy that she has. Like, all right, get out of my house, please. Like, why do you know the combination to my that's. And she really has the vibe of somebody that needs a restraining order.
Yeah. It was something that I was going to add on to that, because the way that he was talking, the way she was talking, it sounded like she was trying to put a spell on that dude. Like, you really think you run
witchcraft type?
Yeah. You really think you have that much control? Oh, I get it. That man's spending money. So, because he's spending money and it's exciting, it's dangerous because you're sneaking to do your dirt. And he's allowing you to splurge off of his lifestyle. You must have assumed that you had some type of leverage or control.
How dare you?
Interesting. Ladies, and I'm talking about the ones that's like her, where you think men are just weak, they don't use their noggin at all, that they're controlled and they have no discipline over their flesh. This is going to backfire on you forever. You will never win this war. Not with dudes like that. Which, ironically, is the same type of dude that you're attracted to anyway. I don't know the husband. I'm curious as to what type of dynamic she had with the husband. People in the comment section was like, man, I hope somebody sends this to her husband. I hope he sees this video.
I bet he saw it. Like, with the way the internet is, I guarantee somebody that knows them saw it. Especially because also with the way the internet is, I could also see it like a couple hops over, like, wait, isn't this your coworker? Like, oh, isn't this your cousin? Or isn't this like, I could see that happening. But what was I gonna say? I had another thing and then I forgot. I'll probably remember it randomly.
It's all good. I mean, this is just, it's scary.
I remember. I bet that he is a pushover. Like, judging by her personality and the aggressiveness of her nature, I feel like he was kind of the type of guy that allows women to twist his arm. So, and I also say that because The guy kind of has to be a pushover to not notice cheating for that long. Like a guy that's more possessive, that's more emotionally responsive, that's more just in tune with his wife is going to pick up on that really fast. So the fact that it was unnoticed for so long tells me that he's either like the dumb in love type, just the like, oh, she couldn't do anything wrong, or he just does not care about her at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm gathering too. 3 years she was stepping out on. So this is where I have to hold this brother accountable for his part, because my guy, you the one who's proposed to her. I would assume you're the one who gave her children. I assume willingly or unwillingly. That's up for debate. But you went down this road and this said aisle with her. I would think that you knew her to some extent. How did you allow this to go on? Not know that these red flags were so prominent in your face, to the extent that she has successfully been able to trick out for all that time, unless you knew and you didn't care, you knew, or you just were so soft and so like weak that you didn't have the backbone to stand up and put your foot down and stop the foolishness. Because ain't no self-respecting guy going to let his spouse do the type of things that she's doing. And yeah, like the way she talked, I wouldn't have been able to deal with her at all.
It also makes me wonder if she's two-faced with her husband, like the sweet in front of the camera of BITCH and behind the scenes. If she like with her husband, she's like, oh yes, of course, I'd love to. But then behind the scenes, like to her friends, her family members, like I hate that. Like talking about him all the time and talking shit and painting a negative picture of him. Like I wonder how much intention she had behind. Like I know some women get married and then as soon as the honeymoon stage wears off, then they're like, oh, what have I done? But then I know there's other women that get in the marriage knowing that they're not going to be faithful. So I definitely wonder which one she was. If it's like she did love him, but then it just faded. And then she was like, whatever, I'm just going to fool around. Or like, I'm not getting my needs met, so I need to fool around to get those needs met. Or if she like just does not care and just sees everyone as a toy.
One way or another, if you've seen one of her, you've seen a number of her. You would think like it's an exaggeration. It really isn't, because you scroll up and down your timeline. It's just in your face. I could do it right now. It's just in your face like that. And how do you argue with a guy who says, man, don't get married? All these females are 304s. How, as a woman who don't move or operate like that, how do you defend yourself? How do you defend women when we see it for ourselves. Like, I know y'all on this T-app shit. That's cool. But the men have one too. And oh no, they have
Or
nothing.
did it get turned on again?
Yeah. So I keep saying it's a human thing. It's not specific to one person. Loyalty goes all across the board. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All she did was create another broken home, and her example to them little ones is going to eventually affect them in a negative way, because you know how this goes. Monkey see, monkey do. No pun intended. I feel more bad about what's going to happen with the kids than I do with her, because karma going to catch up to her one way or another. The husband, if you find out about this and you don't get divorced, that's on you. If you don't move strategically after this and get some things in order, that's on you. I don't feel bad for you, because I really truly feel like most men and women, when they interact with another human being, they know who is for them and who isn't, and how far you can go with a person, and how limited that destination is. The dude that she was trying to negotiate with, dude don't sound like he's settling down no time soon. And I don't celebrate or advocate for what he's doing. I do get, like, you tricking my G. You spending money on this woman, and she married to get the box. So you ain't really player like that. But at least you ain't in a relationship doing it. But I could respect it if it was more or less. I don't know. I think all that shit is corny, for real. Like, I just leave married people alone. Leave people that's in relationships alone. Take that shit to people who are single, that's out here doing that. People that's into that polygamy stuff.
I was about to say that if you want to be with a married person, pick a married person that has a partner that's okay with that. I'm sure there's plenty out there, and you can just role play and pretend that they don't know or something. That's something that you need.
Nah, it's popular. They got swinger clubs. They got brothels. They got places specific for this type of lifestyle. It's making me think about some of the stories that I've heard about it. It's like, wow. Yeah. And there's even more that I don't even know about. People are really freaks out here, man. They really
It
are.
always makes me wonder what used to happen in history, like the Victorian era, or like the Egyptian era, or like all these other time periods that we don't have records, but they also didn't have as much education. Like, what types of behaviors were they doing back then that us now would be like, what is happening? What is even going on here? I've always wondered about that. Like, if we'd ever walk in on parties of like ancient cultures and seen activities like, do you see this? What is this?
The human centipede. That would be wild as hell. Dost thou protest thy little parts into such a nah, buddy. I don't want to see none of that. But I mean, that's where we at, and people are making it normal and trying to rationalize infidelity. Cheating is cheating. I don't care who it is. If you're a single dude dealing with, or a single woman dealing with someone that's married, you are operating from such a low self-esteem. You can't really love yourself. You can't. It's impossible. Or you, like I said, y'all got hypergamy all the way messed up. The way that it's supposed to be used. Settling for somebody. I don't know. This stuff just it amazes me every day. There's millions of last time I checked, it's millions of women on this planet. And you gotta go after the one that has the ring. And now that I think about it, I'm going to assume that one of the reasons why married men and married women step out is because something in the marriage is broken. And they need that excitement, the thrill of still being able to be in the world is kind of like a dangerous little kink.
It's either excitement, stability, or emotional support. I think those are the three reasons.
What do you say to women who think like her, that operate like her? Because she's not the only one that's doing it.
If she was open to feedback and actually wanted my opinion, because oftentimes women like this, if they don't want your opinion, they're not going to take your opinion and they're not going to listen. But if she was open to it, I would first appeal to her and ask her to consider her husband's emotions and how he might feel about this whole situation, and if this is something that she really wants to pursue, because this is kind of going to cause an irreparable rift in her marriage unless he's okay with sharing. So I would level with her there, and then I would also try and discuss with her what is at the root of this need for change, if that's the best word. I'd try and figure out why she's not happy and like what this is doing for her, in a way to potentially pinpoint how the relationship could be repaired. Because while it's not the case all the time, I do think that in many cases relationships can actually be repaired. All the damage done in a marriage is completely unfixable, and I think a lot of people just kind of give up before they even try. So I think that's one of the things. That's definitely something I would focus on, is convincing her that it's worth, like, I mean, at this point she did cheat for 3 years, so I guess I would be more pushing her to be honest and break it off. But if I encountered somebody who's like contemplating cheating, I would definitely like, you can fix this. Like, there are ways that you can work on your relationship to reverse this damage and get what you need out of this relationship and make sure that he's meeting those needs. But yeah, I've momentarily forgot about the fact that she kind of screwed the pooch for quite a long time. That's a very long time in relationship terms.
Your contribution to the women race is abhorrent. It is a stain on the stool of many toilets. You absolutely disgust me, ma'am. And quite frankly, you will never get the type of respect that you think that you deserve because of the mindset that you have and the cheerleaders and social media, the men and women who get behind you and they try to defend your callousness towards your family. They're broken and they're not holding you accountable. Accountability is lacking a lot. The brother that is sleeping with her, knowing that she has, a husband, you don't have no morals either, sir. You ain't about brotherhood. You're not. Because if you really had a moral compass, you would have told that man what was going on with his wife. I don't care how you do it, you would have let him know. But you're just as much as a part of the problem as she is.
I genuinely wonder how long he knew. Like, if it was maybe he recently found out that she was cheating and he broke up with her and then she's coming back to try to be like, no, I'm gonna get with you. Or if like he went in knowing that she was married.
At this point, I don't think it make a difference. Because you one way or another, what we do know is you do know. You know, and you still ain't did nothing any different. I mean, look, a lot of dudes don't care. They don't honor fellowship. They don't honor wives and marriage and this, that, and the third. Most of us just look at everything like a free for all. Nobody is to be trusted. Everybody lies and everybody cheats. And if you give someone the right opportunity, they're going to pretty much validate everybody's suspicions. All you see is all men cheat, all women cheat, all don't trust this, don't trust that. That's all you see. So unless you can prove that you're the caliber of man or woman that somebody would actually respect and hold to a certain degree of, you're not going to get that. And the only way you're going to get it is to position yourself in a way that's going to reflect everything that you spew out your mouth. Otherwise, I look at everybody out here like free game. If I got something that you like, free game. Because I know I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but if I'm on your radar, yeah, I don't give a shit if you do have a guy. If I'm on your radar, yeah, most of y'all don't care either. most of y'all are dudes too, or you want to be. That's how most of us are looking at it now. Until you show otherwise. Those are my last thoughts on the whole thing. Disgusting, trifling, all that. But in any case, ladies and gentlemen, if you are still hoping to find you a decent man or a woman, don't let these videos deter you. Because everybody ain't crappy. It's just dating pool is a little inaccessible. It's going to take a little more effort. Matter of fact, I would say don't even worry about it. Just focus on your purpose. That's going to focus on your purpose. That'll eliminate every single one of her and him. Because people like that, they're not attracted to folks that have standards and boundaries, because you can't fuck them over. They only go to where that spirit is. If you don't have that on you, they can't do nothing with you. Just my 2 cents, of course. Final words for the people before we close out.
I have a poem. Let me find it. I had it and then I accidentally scrolled past it and now I have to re-find it. Where'd it go? Okay, here. I have some relationship poems, so I found one that I thought would be fun / humorous / appropriate to end with. So this is called Tears of a Clown. Fastening a rainbow wig to the head like a veil, in mourning for 10,000 decisions destined to fail, unwieldy shoes adorned with squeakers and bows, worn through from hours of circles on toes, face in the mirror set with cream like a pallor, hints to the anguish of the emotional squalor, colorful triangles drawn on like raised brows, hiding the angst from the midnights of drowse, rouge on a pout that was made for a grin, instead aims to mask deeper, darker chagrin. One big red cherry tops one fed up face, a brave proclamation of the shame in love's place. The final touch to the ensemble, a frown, is the closest you'll get to seeing the tears of a clown. And I wrote that for a family member who is living with somebody who's very difficult emotionally to handle. So that was to represent the feeling of like, I keep going through this over and over again, and I keep thinking that it's going to change, and oh, just kidding. Here you are again, back to normal, back to the old self. You tricked me into thinking that you're going to change. So I thought that would be very appropriate for this particular topic.
It was very appropriate. And shout outs to you. Shout out to the people in the building. Appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. Some of y'all are returning. Some of y'all are new. If you are new, I thank you. Appreciate you. Tomorrow, this whole weekend is about to be lit up. You know I'm about to spin back. And this week is about to be lit up. I'm going back to the lab tomorrow. So I'll be on the lookout. New reactions.
Do we have poetry tomorrow?
Not tomorrow. I'm gonna try to get it back going next weekend. I like that idea that you proposed. So I do want to add that on. So we're gonna hold on to that.
Okay.
But yeah, next weekend we will return with the open mic. If anybody is interested, hit me up. Outside of that, give me a solid.
What's the goddamn button?
Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osbourne. Condolences to the families. You guys enjoy your evening. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't already.